Hello, this is Mick Holly, and welcome to my first live stream event as Business by the Numbers. So welcome aboard for those of you who are watching the recording. I appreciate you taking time to listen to what I've got to say today. And what I'm going to be doing is sharing some of the techniques that I've discovered over the years to help you grow your business. So I'm all about helping you 10x your numbers, your revenues, your profits, and your cash flow. So I am the growth guy, and I've been living in the US for the last 26 years. And for the first 20, I was working with Fortune 500 companies, helping them drive strategic change. And I've packaged all of the improvement ideas I've discovered and put them in a way that can be consumed and used by small to medium-sized businesses. Hopefully people like you who are watching, who want to grow your business, you want to scale your business, create greater freedom in your business, but create a wealth producing asset. And over the last 5 years, I have been working with the commercial trades, largely helping organizations drive their revenues and profits. And what I want to do is each week, I'm going to share some ideas with you so that you too can grow your business by the numbers. So what I've decided to talk about today, let's have a look here. It's about turning goodwill into gold. In other words, how we get more work from our past clients. Goodwill on the balance sheet is termed an intangible asset. It's the accumulation of the brand equity, the reputation that you've built, the customer relationships, and it sits there and it can't really be cashed. But there's a mine of gold in your past customers. It's the easiest way to get an uplift in your sales. So that's what I'm going to be talking about on this show. But first, I want to give you a bit of context because there are 5 ways in which you can grow your business. And over the next 5 weeks, I'm going to share each one of those ideas. And I call this the 5 R's of revenue generation. Right. The first one is what we're going to be talking about today. It's reconnecting with your past customers, reaching out, letting them know that you love them, and getting them to repurchase your products or your services. The second way to grow is to reach out, to go and find new business, make new relationships. And I'll be talking about that one next week. Then there is reap. In other words, you've got relationships, you've got leads in your sales pipeline, in your funnel. You may have put some bids out there. And then what we need to do, we can't just let them languish. We need to cultivate them. We need to nurture them. We need to take them through a sales process. We need to close. We need to convert them into hard cash and happy clients. That's all about reap, getting more out of your pipeline. So reach is getting new customers. Reap is mining the existing relationships and then turn into the cash. And then the last one is, hey, turning one customer into many, the power of referral. Do you have a referral program? Are you asking your happy customers to refer you? Or do you have an incentive program to do that? So we'll be talking about that. And the last R is what your business stands on. It stands on its name. It stands on its brand. It is the R of reputation. And today, your reputation largely precedes you. If I Google, who's the best plumber in Charlotte, or flooring services in Atlanta, or HVAC companies near me, what comes up is a map. Usually it's a Google map, and all of the Google reviews come up there. And you've done this when you shop on Amazon. What do? You go look and see what product is you're looking for, then immediately look at reviews to see how many reviews they've got. And you also look at the good reviews and the bad reviews. So how you manage, if you're not actively managing your reputation, then you're letting the market determine your reputation. You don't want to do that. You want to build that reputation. You do great work. So we should be celebrating. We should be celebrating that. All right, let's get into the topic of Reconnect, which is this one here, awakening past relationships. I say awakening because quite often we forget about our past clients. You know, they've gone to sleep. So we need to wake them up. We need to give them a bit of CPR. We need to tell them that we love them and that we're still in business. And so, but why should we do this? Why? Well, look, here are some of the statistics I've compiled, right? You know, selling to customers makes sense. It's like bumping into an old friend at Starbucks. You know, you just so easy conversation. You're friendly. They trust you. You're intimate. It's all happy stuff. And it's actually 6 to 7 times more expensive to acquire a new customer than to sell to an existing one. And the probability of selling to an existing customer is quite high, between 60 and 70% on average. Problem might be higher for you if you do great work. And the probability of selling to somebody who doesn't know you can be as low as 5%. So if I had the chance of selling to somebody and then my odds were 5% versus 70%, I know what table I'd play out at Vegas. Okay, so you want to be judicious about where you spend your time and resources. And by the way, if you've got questions or comments, you know, put them in the chat. I'll see them on this system. I'm just getting used to it, so I might miss it, but I'll be checking for that. So it makes sense to sell to our existing customers. But why don't we do it? Why don't we do it? Well, first of all, they are invisible. I was dealing with a commercial business owner. They'd been in business well over 30 years, and their sales were a little flat. So I thought, hey, why don't we go and sell something to the existing customer base? So I said, in those 30 odd years, how many, it was a flooring company. So how many floors have you laid? How many floors and finishes? How many perfect jobs have you transformed? A building or an atrium or a room? Oh, Nick, well over 10,000. I said, fantastic. You know, let's give me the list, and we can write an email and say we were still in business. And oh, I don't think we have that list. What do you mean you don't have the list? Well. We've got bid management software, so some of the details are in there, but that's more the project manager. And we've got some information in the receivables because we had to send the bill to somebody, but the actual decision maker, the person who bought, we don't have that. And this is what I find in organizations is all of this customer data. It's strewn about on post-it notes, it's in drawers, on business cards, gathering dust somewhere, it's in somebody's notebook, it's distributed throughout your organization, and you don't have one place. This is such a critical asset. You have to be managing this. One of the key assets in your organization. You need to manage it. If you don't have a central database of your customers, right, you're missing a trick. You know, automation's coming. You're going to get decimated if you're not able to communicate with these people effectively, immediately, and consistently. So that's the point number one: is they're invisible. So you need to make them visible. And we'll talk a little bit about that. And then the second thing is they're intangible. Even if you had a list, you've got no mechanism to go out and reach to them. So that's why it's intangible. It's hard to get your hands around. For example, let's say you had, over the last few years, you've had, 3,000 clients. And these 3,000 clients, they buy your service again every 3 to 5 years. Well, you're not going to make 3,000 telephone calls on the off chance that today is the day that somebody's going to be thinking about, having a new HVAC or having their heating system overhauled or or replacing their floors or thinking about a new bathroom. You just don't have the time to do that. So that's impossible. It's not a tangible mechanism. You need a mechanism to reach out to those people automatically that doesn't take up your time, and we'll come to that. So the first thing, I'm going to give you a 6-step process. I'm not going to make this a technical presentation. I'm going to make it so easy, because it is, that you should be doing this. So it's really, really simple, very simple. 6 steps. You can do this, and you will get, there's a ton of project money in your past clients right now that you're not tapping into. So the first thing you've got to do is you've got to make these invisible prospects visible. So you've got to get a list. So go to your phone. I've got my phone. I won't put it up because I'm on it won't show it, but go to your phone, get out all those contacts, write them down, enter them into a database or an Excel spreadsheet. A good idea would be to have a listathon. You might have 6 or 7 people. You've got project managers who are out there servicing your clients. You've got installation crews out there. They've all got that data, right? Create a fun way for them to assimilate that data and put it into one day's database. Very soon, you'll be able to build, 50, 100, 200, maybe 1,000 people who have bought things from you in the past, and you compile it into one database. You must be doing this religiously. You must be doing this every day. You must be putting these into your database. But to begin with, just collect as much information as you can. Get everybody else involved in it. Now, some people in your organization might think that these relationships that they have in their phone or in their pieces of paper or, in their wallet, in their back pocket are theirs, but they're working for you, the business owner. Those relationships are assets of your company that need to be, like any asset, serviced, nurtured. You don't leave your trucks. You don't not maintain your trucks. Right, you need to maintain the relationships. You need to maintain the asset integrity of the names, their addresses, their contact, their text. You have to have that. It's your asset. You need to own it. You need to put it into the list. Step 1. Not hard. It's just a little laborious, right? It's going to be a little painful to begin with. But even if you only got 20 or 30, right, then you can follow this process. You'll get work. You're guaranteed you'll get work. All right. The second thing is, we've built this list, right? These people have worked with you in the past. This is where we get a little clever, right? What we'll do is we'll create a survey. Here's old Steve Jobs. He knew what people wanted before they even wanted. Look at this quote. Get closer to your customers. So close, in fact, that you tell them what they need well before they realize it themselves. So what I'd like you to do is just create a little 3 questions. Hey, it's Mick at Acme Flooring. It's been a while since we've installed your floor. Hey, we're trying to improve our services and our delivery and our capability, and we're trying to tend to what our customers and clients are asking for. May I ask you 3 simple questions? Number 1, why did you buy from us? Secondly, what did you like most about working with us or the service we delivered? And thirdly, what would you ask of us to do differently to make it an even better experience? Don't make it a long survey, just a quick survey. And in the process of you surveying them, you're saying to them, hey, we're still in business. Hey, you're important. We want your opinion. You're a valued customer. But here's the trick. Now, they've told you why they like you. They've told you why they buy from you, and they've told you what you can improve. So when you design ways to communicate with them, we're going to use that information to craft emails that speak to the very things that they like from you. Step 2, create the survey. Simple, powerful. You're going to get valuable information. Not everybody's going to reply. That's okay. If 5 people replied, that's okay, because they're still going to give you market intelligence that you can use to write better advertising and copy campaigns. So the third thing we need to do, hey, we're coming up for Black Friday as this webcast goes out. Everybody loves a sale. Everybody wants an offer. So you want to say to your existing customers, we love you. We want to give you a special offer. If you buy from us before the end of the year, we'll give you 15% off the cost of the materials, or whatever it might be. You put some offer together. You may have a deal. You've got surplus inventory in your warehouse. You know that you can put this carpet in at a very low price, or you've got some inventory left on HVAC equipment. You can install. You've got some spare time in your installation crews. Many ways of putting together an offer. So create an offer to attract interest. You've got to have an offer in this reawakening campaign. So now we've got the offer. What we need to do is, when we present the offer to your past customers, you want to send them somewhere. They need to land on the offer. They need to land in a place that you can interact with them. Whatever you do, don't send them to your website. You have to create a landing page, a destination. See, if I look at your website, you've got all those buttons at the top. There's 15 things I can click on: about us, our team, services, geographical area. I get confused. You've sent me here, there's an offer somewhere, but I can't find it. Oh, and I get distracted. No, you send them to one specific place that's dedicated to that offer, so that it presents it. Now, if you don't want to build a landing page, just ask them to call a specific number. Make it very, very clear, one thing. And by the way, if you are doing paid advertising and you're sending people in that ad to your website, you are wasting money, because they bounce off your website. Your website is like a force field. A landing page is a magnet. You do not send paid advertising to your website. If you're working with an organization that's doing that, or you're doing it yourself, stop it. It's a waste of money. It's ineffective. It's not going to work. You need a landing page. All right, so now we've got somewhere to send them. We've got an offer to present to them. We're now going to craft a series of 4 or 5 emails. They've had the survey email, and then you can send an email. So, well, thank you for telling us a little bit about what you like. We have because you're a special customer, we've crafted a specific deal for you. And some of the attributes of this deal are the fact that we can install this very, very quickly, which is one of the things that they said they liked about your company. The next email might appeal to the cost-conscious buyer. We've got some very special materials. We've got a discount that allows us to do this very cost competitively. The next email might be, hey, you won't believe, since you last worked with us, the new materials that have come on that offer durability, acoustic qualities, comfort, are comfortable to work on. We have a real array of materials that we can put together to help you build, a perfect environment for you. And then the last email is, look, our offer is still on the table. It's waiting for you. If you act on it before, December 25th, this presents an opportunity for us to do it at, 10% even lower price. Put some scarcity in those emails. And then in each of those emails, right, is a click here to schedule your appointment, right? Click here to schedule your estimate. Click here to talk to somebody, and that will send them to the landing page where it'll have pictures of the kind of things that you can do. But there's only one button on the page, which is schedule your appointment with Mick, and he will take you through the process. So we've captured them. They don't escape. They've put their hand up and said, yeah, I'm a past customer. Yes, I'm interested. I like the sound of that offer. I'm prepared to talk to you. Now, immediately when you've got that, right, you need to follow up. As soon as that hits, you're getting straight into a conversation. So that's it. It's really, really easy. 6 steps in order to grow your business by the numbers. Let me get rid of that. Now, if that intimidates you, if you think that's a lot of work, you don't really know how to do that, you don't have the people, you can't see yourself following up and doing all that, here's the good news. All of that can be automated. That's all sales automation and artificial intelligence that can operate in the background. All of that can be done for you. You know when the only time you need to intervene is you look at your calendar and say, hey, we've got 3 prospects this morning, one at 10, one at 11, one at 12. Here are their names. They want to talk about the new offer and getting something done this side of Christmas. You didn't have to pick up the phone. You didn't have to cold call anybody. You didn't have to email anybody. You didn't need to chase anybody. All of that happens in the background. What it needs is you need a database, right, where you've got your information in, a CRM, if you will, and you need some automations that really pump out those emails automatically. And when somebody puts their hand up, it schedules them directly into your calendar. And that's what I do. I do sales automations. I can build all that for you, done for you, so that you mine that. It's very, very easy, very, very quick. Talk to me about doing that. But at the very least, if you manually wanted to do all of that, as I've said, do it. Get your information together so you've got a list of people, right? Get some feedback from them. You can phone them if you like for the customer survey and get the information. And then when you know what people really like about you, you can write 1 or 2 little emails that you send out to people and ask them, you don't need to build a landing page. Ask them to call this number to talk about your offer, and they can call you. And when that line rings, you can set up a separate number. That somebody's calling about that offer. That's an easy way to do it without doing any automation. But if you want it to all happen automatically, then I can do that for you. All right. So that's Reconnect. Very powerful way of reawakening existing relationships with people that love you, people that will buy from you. They'll buy at a decent margin, and you've already worked with them and they know, like, and trust you. This is the easiest way to grow revenues, the Reconnect. It's a gold mine. Turn that goodwill into gold. Okay, let's have a look and see if there are any questions. I know I set this training up at the last minute, so I don't know if people are out there just before Thanksgiving and want to ask questions. For those of you who are watching this recording on either in LinkedIn or on my YouTube channel, if you have questions, you can find me there. And, if you want to speak to me, you can get into my calendar at speaktomick.com, www.speaktomick.com. Sometimes you have to put the www in. Otherwise I get some kind of error, but it just takes you directly to my calendar. You can schedule some time with me. It doesn't cost anything. We can talk about your business and how I can help you grow. So I don't see any questions this week. Let's just check the chat one more time. Okay. Well, look, I'm going to try and keep these training sessions brief because I know you don't have a lot of time. This week was all about reconnecting, right? Talking to past customers. Next week, we're going to be talking about how we reach out for new business. And I know new business can sometimes be scary because you don't want to pick up the phone and cold call people. So I'm going to give you the secret to getting new clients next week. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for being with me today.